What if the first thing you do every morning is quietly chipping away at your confidence as a man? Every day, millions of men over 60 start their mornings with a comforting ritual, a hot cup of coffee. It feels like energy in a mug, the signal that the day has begun. But what if that habit, done at the wrong time and in the wrong way, was doing the exact opposite of what you intended? What if it wasn't giving you energy, but actually stealing your strength? You see, many men today report feeling drained by noon, disconnected from their drive, or frustrated that their body isn't responding like it used to. And few ever consider that their morning coffee, this one small decision, could be silently altering the very hormones that keep them vital, responsive, and sharp. Because while caffeine wakes up the mind, it might also be putting something else to sleep. In this video, we're going to take a closer look, and what you discover might just change how you start your mornings, for good. I'm Dr. Lily Anderson, and for over 25 years, I've worked with men in their 50s, 60s, and beyond. Men who once felt like their spark was slipping away. Not because they stopped caring, but because no one ever told them the quiet habits that slowly pull down their strength. What I've learned after decades of clinical work is that your body still wants to work for you. It just needs the right signals. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how one simple shift in your coffee routine can protect your testosterone, restore your energy, and help you feel like yourself again, without giving up the drink you love. We're not here to blame caffeine. We're here to understand it, and to use it in a way that supports, not sabotages, your vitality. Let's begin. For years, you've probably done what most men do. Wake up, shuffle to the kitchen, and reach for that first hot cup before even opening the blinds. It feels automatic. But here's what most don't know. In the first hour after waking, your body naturally produces a hormone called cortisol. It's part of your internal clock, your way of waking up without stimulants. But when you add caffeine on top of that natural cortisol spike, your body gets overwhelmed. Over time, this can disrupt your adrenal rhythm, make you more dependent on caffeine, and worst of all, it can suppress testosterone production. You may feel alert at first, but then comes the crash. And what's worse, your testosterone, the foundation of your strength and sexual vitality, quietly takes a hit. What to do instead? Delay your coffee by 60-90 minutes. Let your body wake up on its own first. Hydrate with a glass of warm water and take 10 minutes of sunlight if possible. This allows cortisol to rise and fall naturally, so when you do drink your coffee, it works with your body, not against it. Coffee without food feels efficient, fast, clean, but inside your body, it creates the opposite effect. Caffeine on an empty stomach triggers a stress response. It increases acidity, irritates the gut lining, and spikes cortisol again, the stress hormone that blocks testosterone receptors and tightens your blood vessels. That means less blood flow, less energy, and lower hormonal response throughout the day. Some men don't even notice the connection until the afternoon comes and their energy drops, their focus fades, and their confidence quietly slips. What to do instead? Pair your coffee with a small protein-rich meal. 2 boiled eggs, a Greek yogurt, a slice of avocado toast, something to buffer the caffeine and stabilize your blood sugar. When your body is nourished, caffeine becomes an ally, not a saboteur. Too many men see coffee as the fix for low energy. But caffeine doesn't create energy. It only borrows it. And if your body is already exhausted, pushing it harder with caffeine only leads to deeper depletion. Over time, this creates a quiet dependency. More coffee, more crashes, less natural drive. And when you rely on coffee to feel normal, your hormones never get a chance to reset. This pattern shows up in small ways. You feel foggy until your second cup. You rely on coffee to feel like yourself. And intimacy? It starts to feel more like an effort than a connection. What to do instead? Use coffee as a complement, not a crutch. Before your first sip, give your body something real. Movement, breath, hydration, sunlight. Just 5 to 10 minutes of deep breathing or a short stretch outside can activate circulation and hormonal balance far more sustainably than caffeine alone. Coffee isn't the villain. It's just misunderstood. Used at the wrong time in the wrong way, it drains you. But with a few simple adjustments, it can become a gentle enhancer of your energy, not an enemy of your hormones. So next time you reach for that cup, ask yourself, am I using this to wake up, or am I using it to cover up what my body really needs? Mark was 67 when he sat down in my office, shoulders heavy, eyes a little distant. He wasn't sick. His blood work looked normal, but he didn't feel normal. I'm tired before noon. I can't think straight without 2 cups of coffee. And at night, I just feel disconnected from myself, from my wife. His words were quiet but honest. Like many men his age, Mark had followed the same morning routine for years. Wake up, drink coffee, skip breakfast, check emails, and push through. He thought the fatigue was just part of getting older, but it wasn't. When we looked deeper, the pattern was clear. His testosterone was low normal. His cortisol stayed elevated longer than it should. His blood pressure was creeping up. And every morning, he unknowingly fed that imbalance with caffeine on an empty stomach before his body had a chance to stabilize. We didn't make drastic changes. No meds, no supplements, just 3 small shifts. He delayed his coffee by 90 minutes. He ate a light breakfast, eggs and a few berries before his first sip. He swapped phone scrolling for 10 minutes of sunlight on the porch. That was it. Within 2 weeks, Mark noticed the fog lifting. He didn't crash at noon. He started sleeping deeper. And his wife said something she hadn't said in years. You're more present. You're here again. At his 6-week check-in, Mark smiled for the first time in months. He said, I still drink coffee, but now it works for me. I don't feel like I'm chasing energy anymore. I feel like myself again. Mark didn't give up caffeine. He gave his body what it needed first, and in return, his body gave him back clarity, connection, and confidence. Let's take a closer look at what's really happening inside your body each morning, and why that cup of coffee, though comforting, might not always be helping. Every morning between 6 a.m. and 9 a.m., your body naturally produces cortisol, a hormone that helps you feel awake, alert, and ready to move. This is part of your built-in rhythm. It's how your system prepares for the day ahead. Now here's the twist. Caffeine also stimulates cortisol. So when you add coffee on top of an already high cortisol level, you create a kind of hormonal overload. At first, you might feel sharp and focused, but within a couple of hours, your cortisol crashes harder than normal, and that drop can take your testosterone, energy, and motivation with it. Testosterone doesn't just drop from age, it drops from chronic stress, and cortisol is stress in hormone form. But that's not all. Coffee, especially on an empty stomach, can constrict your blood vessels. This means less blood flow, including to areas that are extremely sensitive to circulation, like your brain, your muscles, and yes, your manhood. You might feel it as morning fog, cold hands, or feet, weaker response to intimacy, or just a general sense of sluggishness. It's not always the coffee itself that's the problem. It's when you drink it, and how you prepare your body to receive it. When you wait until cortisol settles naturally, usually after 9 a.m., your body is better equipped to handle the stimulant. When you eat a light protein-rich breakfast before your coffee, you stabilize blood sugar and minimize stress response. And when you pair your morning with sunlight and hydration, you support your circadian rhythm, nitric oxide production, and healthy testosterone balance, the core pillars of male vitality. So, no, you don't have to give up your coffee, but you do need to understand it, because how you use it determines whether it fuels your strength or drains it. If you've spent years starting your morning the same way, with caffeine, rush, and routine, you might wonder, can one small shift really make a difference? Yes, it can. You don't have to throw away your coffee, join a gym, or overhaul your entire lifestyle overnight. In fact, the men who see real change don't do it all at once. They start with one moment, one decision, One gentle adjustment, and build from there, delaying your first sip, adding a little breakfast before caffeine, taking 3 minutes to step outside into the morning light. It may seem too simple to matter, but your body is always listening. It responds to consistency more than intensity. And over time, that small decision becomes a signal, telling your nervous system, your hormones, your circulation, you're safe, you're supported, you're coming back online. I've seen it happen in men well into their 60s, 70s, even 80s. Not just more energy, but deeper sleep, stronger intimacy, and a sense of presence they thought was gone forever. Not because they found a miracle, but because they stopped ignoring what their body had been asking for all along. And maybe that's where you begin, too. Not with guilt, not with pressure, but with a choice to support yourself, gently, consistently, and with care. Because you're not too old, you're not too late, and your best mornings might still be ahead of you. If today's video made you pause, just for a moment, and think differently about that morning cup, then that's a powerful step already. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need to get everything right tomorrow. But if this conversation spoke to something you've been quietly wondering about, you're not alone. I'd love to hear from you. Tell me in the comments, how do you take your coffee? Has anything in this video changed the way you'll approach your morning? Your story might help another man take his first step too. And if you found value here, go ahead and hit subscribe. This space is all about real, honest health solutions for men over 60, without the gimmicks, without the shame. In our next video, we'll talk about the top 3 natural breakfast foods that help protect your testosterone and power up your mornings, even if you still love your coffee. Until then, take care of your body, take care of your mornings, and remember, you still have more strength than you think.